when the queen Vashti, the previous queen, stepped out of power, the king said, I want all the young virgins in the land to be paraded before me. But before then, for 1 year, lock them in a room. Begin to prepare them. Lock them in a room and give them all they need to appear pleasant before the king, attractive, appealing before the king. And the Bible says all the maidens were playing together in the room, but Esther separated herself. If your turn must be provoked, you must separate yourself. A great man has few friends. You don't mix with everybody, because not everybody is going somewhere. You move with people that have a destination. You know, there are people, the man you should never travel with is a man that is not going anywhere. A young man, I was at the airport, I was going to London. I sat down. The guy came. He has access to the airport, so they even allowed him to the VIP. The guy started gisting. He gisted, and the gist was so sweet. He gisted and gisted and gisted. They announced my flight. I said, that's my flight. He said, forget, it's not your flight. They will come and call you. Am I the owner of the plane? The guy gisted and gisted. I sat down. I said, that's my flight again, second boarding. He said, leave. He gisted and gisted. Final boarding. I said, that looks like British Airways. He said, it's not your flight. After about 1 hour, I said, please. I called on the ladies. I said, come. When is BA moving? They say, your flight left 1 hour ago. I said, I called the guy. I said, you know what? From today, if you see me coming from this road, pass this road. Why did they delay my journey? It was going nowhere. People that are going nowhere will waste your time. Not only will they waste your time, they will be jealous of your destination. Who was against Joseph? His brothers. Why were they against him? Because he had a dream and they had no dream. If I wake up, I tell you that I dreamt. Don't be envious of me. Dream your own. Go and sleep and do what? Dream. But so select your friends. Esther, hear this. Let me shock you. They gathered virgins. Virgins are those who have not mingled with men. They gathered virgins. Virgins are separated people. And among separated people, Esther still separated herself. I wish I was talking to somebody here. I wish I was talking to someone here. If your turn must come, become very choosy in relationships. There is no relationship that leaves you neutral. It's either it makes you or breaks you. There's no relationship that leaves you normal or the same. It's either every relationship is either a division, an addition, a subtraction, or a multiplication. Every relationship has a level of impact that it brings on your life or takes from your life. Am I speaking to somebody? The Bible says love one another. It didn't say be friends with one another. I can love you from a distance. God permits us to love. God does not permit us to be friends. So I'm not quarreling with you, but somehow I can't visit you because we're not going to the same direction. An accounting student cannot receive lecture in the medical class. He will so learn injection and learn operation. Am I speaking to somebody right now? So your department determines who you mingle with. So life is in departments and phases and sizes. So who you move with is determined by where you are going. That's true. You can't do an English course and carry calculator. You say, man, they give him an English course, he carry 4-figure table. They should start praying for him from the hall because he has started failing already. Am I speaking to somebody right now? Your friends. And that's one thing I've been conscious of all my life. I am very picky, very choosy. I mean, people who have a focus, they have a destination, they are going somewhere. Because you know they don't mix with everybody. The Bible says, and Jesus sat down and was teaching, and Martha was going about everywhere cooking and preparing, and Martha was angry that Mary was just sitting down to hear Jesus and was not going about like her, and met Jesus and said, Mary is not joining me in the kitchen. And Jesus said, Martha, 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 you are a woman of many matters. Martha, he said, one thing is needful, and Mary has chosen the better part. He said, Martha, you can be everywhere and yet you are nowhere. You can be doing everything and yet you are doing nothing. You can be active and not be effective. Activity is not effectivity. That you are shouting does not mean you are talking. Echo is not sound. You must have an understanding in your system that if I must become a friend to this person, then we must put the cards on the table and decide and define where are we going. Hold on. There was a pastor who was coming around me. He said he wants to submit to me as his mentor. I said, okay. He came. We were talking. I said, tell me your vision. He said, I dream. I see. God showed me the whole world. I said, I didn't say, tell me your nightmare. Tell me your vision for life. Now I talk so now. I dream. I see the whole world. The whole world. So I sat down and said, even if God shows you the whole world, God gives you strategies. What are your strategies? I dream. I see the whole world. I said, look at my office, pass that door. I said, my time is precious, so pass that door. You have no vision for me. He said, no, I dream. I see the whole world. Am I speaking to somebody? Tell someone, select your friends. You didn't talk well. You didn't talk well. Say, separate yourself. You know what I discovered? Every great man always has a season of loneliness, where friends will betray you, misunderstand you. I wish I was talking here. Every great man. And that's why you must marry a good wife, because your wife is only your friend at that season. Marry a wife, not a knife. If you marry a knife, she will cut you more. Your husband is only your best friend, so marry a husband, not a hunchback. Am I speaking to somebody right now? There was a time for 1 year, January 1st to December, I was crying every day by what pastors, friends did to me. The only person that was my friend was my wife. Because the manifestation of the power of God, the prophetic ministry was new at that time. It was strange. To see somebody saying things by the Spirit of God was not normal. And one thing about why the white people, the people as they say of the first world, the Americans or the Britain, why they are better than us is anything that is strange, they study it. But black world, anything that is strange, they use their mouth to kill it. Americans can travel to Nigeria to study something they don't have. But Nigerians will use their mouth to condemn what is strange. But there's a friend that sticks closer than a brother. Tell somebody, separate yourself. Say that again. Number 3 thing about Esther that provoked her tongue. The Bible says she had an uncle called Mordecai that she submitted her head to. Her uncle was called Mordecai, and the Bible says Esther, her name was Hadassah. It was her uncle that changed her name to Mordecai. The third thing you must do if your turn must come, you must have a covering. A covering. You must have a protection. You must have where your head is submitted to. You must have a prophet. Every great man needs a prophet over his life. I didn't say prophets. A prophet. We live in a generation where people are People are too when people get into a level of wealth or a level of recognition, they surround themselves with sycophants in the name of preachers, sycophants in the name of believers, people who are not out for their soul, who are not out to help them. And there are some of you looking at me right now. You go to a fellowship during the week, you come to church on Sunday. No wonder you are collecting different things, because every gathering has a spirit that goes with it. If you enter a room, I will build my prayer meeting. You can have one leg here and 1 year out. I told you when there was a battle between the North America and the East Americans. The North American put on blue and blue. The Eastern Americans put on red and red. And there was a man that loved the two parts. He doesn't like trouble. So he put on a red top on a blue panties. He decided to be on. So when both parties came out, they saw him. Both of them fired him because they thought he was a third party. Are you following what I'm saying? You can't have your leg here and there. Both parties open fire. Wherever you are, hearing my voice, inside or outside, hear this. Your covering determines the length of your success. Your covering determines how far you go in life. How current with God your covering is what determines how current you will be on the face of the earth. How current with God your covering is over your life, and how you maintain a fellowship. How do you submit to a covering? You sow to that covering. How do you submit to the covering? You listen to the counsel of God from that covering. How do you submit to that covering? Not only listen to the counsel, you obey the counsel. It may not make sense to your natural mind, but you obey the counsel. Am I speaking to somebody? Your covering is not just one that counsels you, but one whose counsels you obey. Hook, line, and sinker. Because God has sent such a one to preserve you. For by a prophet he brought them out of Egypt, and by a prophet were they preserved. If God must preserve you, you must have a prophet. For the prophetic is the preservative. Am I speaking to somebody right now? Number one, are we? You know, never in life should you get familiar with your prophet. I told you, too much familiarity does what? It brings familiar spirit. Never get too familiar with your prophet. Never get too familiar with a vessel that God has sent to your life. I wish I was saying something here. Never get too familiar. Never. I can give you experience, on-hands experience of people who have been ruined, destroyed, made destinally incapacitated. Why? Familiarity. And there are people every day as they come to church, they place a demand. Lord, as my prophet steps out to minister, locate me. Address my case. Address my issue. Address my case. Locate me. Remember me and visit me. Put an end to my limitation. Eliminate my hardship. Take away the confusion. By a word, give me direction. By a word, put me on track for the next level in life and destiny. By a word, because by a prophet they were brought out of Egypt, and by a prophet were they preserved. By a prophet they were brought out of Egypt, and by a prophet were they preserved. By a prophet they were brought out of Egypt, and by a prophet. A lady brought the son. The son was going to America, and they needed me to pray for the son so that the son would leave. His flight was the next day in the evening, in the afternoon. And the guy came. I said, kneel down. I was in a hurry. I said, Father, as he goes to the US, help him open his doors. All of a sudden, I felt something. And I stopped. I said, God just told me something. The mother said, what? I said, God said, your son's blessing is not in America. His blessing is in Onitsha. The mother said, Onitsha. Which of them? I said, how many Onitsha do we have? And the guy stood up. I said, your blessing is in Onitsha. Go to Onitsha. Forget about this trip. He looked at me. Say, Mommy, when you finish with this false prophet, meet me outside. He walked outside. And I told the mother, I said, I've spoken. If he goes there, he will bring back his corpse. If he goes to Onitsha, he will see his breakthrough. And the next day, one of his friends came to visit him. The friend they saw some years back. And when he saw that his friend, everything has changed about the friend. They saw 2 years before that time. And he told his friend, look at you now. Look at this. Well, when I get to America, I'm going to make sure I hammer. When I hold, I will come and intimidate you. And they began to joke. And he told the friend, tell me the story. The friend said, 2 years ago, I went into a program. A man called me by name and began to prophesy on me. And told me that this will happen. And all of them came to pass. He said, what's the man's name? The friend mentioned my name. He said, that man. Well, for me. He said, what happened? He said, the man, we saw him yesterday. He was telling us, me, I'm flying in the next few hours. Whatever I said, that's his business. He said, if you love your life, forget this America. In fact, carry your load. Go and stand on the bridge in Onitsha. Don't just stand. Don't talk. Say, God, I've come. Are you following me? 6 a.m. Flight is by 2. So the guy was standing between two opinions. He said, I'll tell, hey, just carry your load. Just go and stand by the bridge. Just stand there. And somehow that young man gave him my contact. And he got to Onitsha. He called me angrily. Good afternoon, sir. I said, good afternoon. Who is this? I'm the one you said should not go to Chicago. I should go to Onitsha. I did Onitsha. I never see anything. No, I never see anything. I never see anything. No, I never see anything. I said, relax. I never see anything at all. I did Onitsha. I said, relax. I said, Father, Lord, I was praying. I would say in Jesus' name, no response. I said, are you there? Pray now. Pray. Pray. And I prayed. I've not even finished counsel. He dropped the call. Pam. I called back twice. He didn't pick. I could see the anger. See, how it won't happen? Onitsha. Okay. The next day, he was stranded. He was angry with everybody. So he went to a restaurant to eat. While he was eating the restaurant, he saw a Lebanese man and an Igbo man. They were arguing. And the Igbo man slapped the Lebanese man. So he stood at the middle and became angry. I said, why are you treating this man like that? He's a foreigner. And they began to talk and talk and talk. And he finally discovered that the Igbo man actually deceived the Lebanese man to Onitsha just to play him. And the Lebanese man was a smart man. He wanted to see things for himself. And this brother stood in between and said, no, this guy is about to play you. He went back in the evening to the hotel of that Lebanese man, and the Lebanese man made him know that he was looking for precious stones. All he wanted was a contact. And this guy, remember, he had a contact. And he contacted the person and spoke to the Lebanese man. He said, well, even you, I don't trust you. Let me see it. That was how there was a connection. In 3 days, he made 6 million. Hold on, you are shouting, hold on. And the Lebanese man said, can you make it an international trip? And that was how the guy began to travel from here. Travel abroad, come back, go abroad, come back. About a month later, somebody called my phone. It was the same guy. He sang 5 songs in less than 20 seconds. Hold on, when he called me, I said, hello, Tuaraya Mama, Yahweh, Yahweh, Kumama, Yahweh, you and I will see verse 1, you and I will leave. I said, calm down. He said, sir, you spoke a word. I don't go America again, no. I don't need child. I said, but how far? He said, but sir, between when you spoke and now, I've traveled out 4 times and come back. He said, sir, I move now with a convoy. God wants to bless you, but God has to pass through a prophet.
Thank you for watching this video. I believe you have been restored and empowered. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. If you want to be lifted again, watch the video next to this one. Always remember, restoration is possible.